Hello, welcome back. Another comparison of a classic album. Parlophone PMC 7027 or Beatles, Sgt.Peppers, Lonely Hearts Club Band. Yeah, what an icon, what an iconic album. And of course, if you have seen my last stream where I unboxed the last delivery from Dave, you saw that, how did some state it, I got an early Christmas evening. Yeah, it was in a way, of course, to have this icon is of course something very special. I'm really happy that Dave managed to provide me with this copy. And so I can now do a comparison between the British original first pressing and the edition that we have in the Beatles mono box set. Yeah, you know, originally this album was released in May 1967. They sold over 32 million copies of this album. Yeah, it's one of the best-selling albums of all time. Yeah, no wonder in a way. It's an amazing achievement. It's considered to be the first concept album in pop history. Of course, it has been for a long period of time. It has a spot #1 in the Rolling Stones in this iconic list. Now it's taken over by Marvin Gaye. What's going on? But still, this is one of the albums of all time. And of course, I'm very eager to talk about it. I'm very eager to do the comparison. Yeah, and here is the video about it. But before we go into the comparison, let's get a little in depth, as good as I can, into the ways of determine that it is a British first. And maybe let's start with the jacket. I have here the the fully laminated gatefold jacket, which has been done by Garrett and Lofthouse. As I said, it's fully laminated. You see, this is in an amazing shape. Here is, here you can see. Oh wait, no, you can see from the record store, I think. R.A. Fraser, Drayton Limited, 224D Havenden Road, Portsmouth. There, you can see this. Yeah, it's you know, having this and touching it, it really feels special. Very iconic, of course. And then of course you also have the flip backs. They are glued, they are flapped over and glued here at the top of the inner of the gatefold. And then you have the widespread gatefold. This will now be not so easy, meaning that you can see when you have all the inners and the album inside, you can see a bit of the red, which means you have the widespread gatefold. There's also a narrow spread, which is not that special, but I got lucky and I got the widespread, which is also an important sign. And then of course you have the iconic and famous red and white psychedelic inner sleeve. And you have this card here. You have the Sgt. Pepper cutouts card as an insert, which is single-sided and has in the down right corner you have the sign of Peter Blake and 10 Haworth. I try to show that to you. Come on. So here you have this. So this is also very important. And now, of course, the most important thing, the record, the label. You have the matrix. I don't know if you can identify. It's XEX637 or XEX638. But there are other signs. Of course, you have the original black and yellow label with the silver text, and then this now will be quite tricky. Maybe if you have a really high resolution, there is an embossed K on the label, which is, wait, I try to point it out with my finger, which is here, but this probably will be almost impossible. I don't think so. You can feel it. There is a K on side 1 and a T on the other side. It's the KT. And then, of course, you have the Gramophone Company Limited text at 9 o'clock. You have the made in Great Britain at 6 o'clock and the sold in UK, subject to resale, yada yada yada. I got my copy in a near mint condition. Same, in my opinion, goes for the jacket. So extremely happy, extremely lucky to get this copy. And yeah, I then did the comparison. I have to admit that when I got the record, I immediately listened to it a couple of days ago. Excuse me, I could not resist the urge to do it. But today I did the comparison, meaning I started with the pressing in the Beatles mono box completely, did a complete listen then again to the original, and then for some significant parts back and forth and forth and back. And you know, Friedrich, my whippet, was with me. He's laying, you can't see him today, was with me the whole time, and I thought to myself, with his hearing abilities as a dog, he probably thinks, why do you change it so often? It's so obvious. What's your problem with your hearing? And and now let's talk about the differences. Let's talk about the comparison. And us proud owners of an Beatles mono box set have to be a bit brave now, because there is a difference. There is a difference. The original, or let me state with the most obvious facts, with the things that you immediately recognize. We have again this blanket effect. It's there. It's not the very thick blanket, but it's also not the very thin blanket. It's quite obvious. This overall freshness and clearness goes heavily to my original pressing. No doubt about that. Then the most obvious effect, which really struck me, and I said, "This is what? Wow! Are the voices, the singing? The singing on the original is so much more present and so much more coherent into the band playing, this is a huge difference. The voices, the singing, so much better, so much more present, and you know, that's when you hear it, you think this is how it should be. Wow. And sometimes, or quite often in a way, I said mono is right to the face. That's what I like so much about mono recordings. And it has never been more true than with this comparison. The original is so much more right to the face compared to the box set edition. Amazing, amazing. Also very, very obvious and surprising. The overall soundstage is way wider, way, not a bit. We are talking original box set, original box set. Really obvious, really listenable. You can really hear that almost immediately. So those are quite stunning differences. I didn't expect that, because again, of course, when you listen to this box set mono release, it sounds really, really, really good. But now, with the comparison, when I put on this record, it doesn't sound different, of course. But now I know how great this album can sound. And again, it sounds fantastic. It's a fantastic sounding album. I really didn't expect it, because again, everybody told, oh, the box set is amazing. In a way, of course it is. It's a great, great achievement. And as a side note, after the Beatles Revolver, and the way they did it, and I think the way they will do their releases, I don't think that we will see a repress of the Beatles box set, the Beatles mono box set. Of course, I might be completely wrong. Of course, don't get me wrong here. But I think that they will go this road, which is also totally okay. But back to the topic. So the original gets the 10. The remaster in the box set gets an 8. So to give you another scale of what I am talking about. And of course, those originals, especially the Sgt.Peppers, those British originals, they come with a price. But so does the box set too, as we all know, and they are still out there. So think about it. Think about it. And another note at the end of the video now. You know, I get so many questions, and I totally get that. Do you use a dedicated mono cartridge or tone arm and stuff? And the answer always has been, honestly, no, I don't. Plus, and I don't think I go down that rabbit hole. But after the experience of the last month, with all those incredible mono releases, let it be the Beatles or this older classical records, or the old jazz ones, and you know what I'm talking about. And this album now was the last push I needed, because as I've heard now and as it looks like, and I discussed this with some friends, it may even improve it. And so I will go down that road within the next year. You know, this is quite an investment and changing. So this was the last push I needed to go down this dedicated mono road, because of all those incredible, lovely mono originals and classical records. So yeah, that will be that will be in a way a project for 2023. I hope you accompany me with it, and yeah, let's see how that changes things. Probably quite an interesting experience, and again, of course, a nice opportunity to go back to stuff and you know what I'm talking about. That's one of the most beautiful things on our hobby with the vinyls, with the record, with the vinyl, no S, sorry, and the record collecting. That there's always something new, always something you can try out and change and do. Yeah. That being said, have a great second day of Christmas. Enjoy it with your family, and thank you very much for your time. See you on the next one. Bye.